Good morning, I'm Keegan, the Balanced Nomad, and today I'll be taking you through a gentle morning yoga class. This is perfect to ease into the day with a bit of movement and help set the tone for the rest of the day. So just finding a comfortable seated position, whether that's cross-legged like me or any other pose that feels comfortable. We can slowly begin to shut down the eyes, just reconnecting with the body. We'll take some deep breaths to start this practice. Inhaling deep through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose, and exhaling through the mouth. Taking a few more breaths here. Just coming back to ourselves after a long night of rest. And you can slowly blink the eyes back open. We're just going to start seated here, so with a little neck release. First, bringing the right ear over to the right shoulder. Inhaling up. And exhaling, bringing left ear to the left shoulder. Just continuing for a few rounds at the pace of your breath. And you can come back to center. We're going to be looking over the right shoulder. Exhaling brings you to center. And inhaling, looking over the left shoulder. Just continuing for a few rounds with the rhythm of your own breath. And you can come back to center here. We're going to take a few circles with the neck. So first over to the right, behind you, and forward. Inhaling when your head is behind, and exhaling, bringing your head forward. And just moving at a pace that feels good for you here. And we can find these in the opposite direction. Inhaling takes you back, and an exhale brings you forward. And we can slowly lift the head back up, finding a little seated cat and cow from here. Inhaling, we bring the chest forward, shoulders back, and we bring our gaze upwards. Exhaling, pushing back and bringing chin to chest. Inhaling forward, and exhaling back. Inhaling, and exhaling. One more here. And we come back to center, taking some side bends here. Inhaling, bringing the arms up. Exhaling, bringing the right palm to the mat and bending over. Inhale takes you up, and exhale, we go to the left side. Inhaling up. Exhale to the right, either palm or elbow to the mat, whatever feels available for you this morning. And one more over to the left. We come back to center. It's just finding some twists from here. Inhaling up nice and tall with a straight spine. Exhale over to the right. Left hand comes to right knee, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale brings you up. And twisting over to the left side. Inhaling up. And exhale to the right. Inhaling up. And exhaling to the left. We come back to center from here. And we're going to move to a tabletop position. So coming to hands and knees. Hands are underneath the shoulders and knees are underneath the hips here. We're going to move into the lower body here, so finding some hip circles, moving forwards and back. Maybe want to take the knees a little wide here to get a little bit more. Just finding big opening with the hips. And we're going to move into the opposite direction. Might have a little cracking or popping. As long as there's no pain, is totally fine. And coming back to center, if knees were out, just bring them back in. And we can bring the arms forward, coming into puppy pose from here. So walking hands forward, either bringing forehead to the mat, or if it feels okay, bringing chin to the mat. This variation can be quite intense, so only choose it if you feel ready for it. If not, forehead to the mat is perfect. Just feeling a nice stretch in the upper back and the chest here. And we can slowly move forward, just finding a cobra position from here. So on forearms, elbows are roughly underneath the shoulders and pushing our chest forward, maybe bringing gaze up. If you're feeling any tension in the lower back, trying to push the pelvis into the mat might alleviate any pinching in the lower back. And coming back to tabletop from here. So we're just pushing up with the arms. And from tabletop, we're going to push into a downward dog. Might feel really tight here in the back of the legs. I know I definitely struggle in the morning getting my heels to reach down to the mat, which is no problem at all if your heels don't ever reach the mat. As long as you're feeling a nice extension in the back of the legs and in the shoulders and upper back, trying to imagine we're pointing our seat bones directly up to the sky. And we can paddle out the legs here, so bending into the right and straightening the left, and finding that on the opposite leg. So just walking our dog out here. And we can walk ourselves to the back of the mat, just finding a little ragdoll fold here. So grabbing onto the elbows and just rocking ourselves. Might feel good to have a big bend in the knees here. No need to be straight. And we can slowly roll ourselves up here. Just finding a little leg stretch from here. So bringing the left foot underneath the right, we can breathe up and folding over. We'll get quite an intense stretch on the left leg. So bending into the right and straightening the left, trying to keep that left foot flexed here. And we can roll ourselves back up, just finding this on the opposite leg. So bringing feet underneath the hips, and then right foot behind the left. We inhale up, bending forward. Left leg is bent. Right leg is straight with the foot flexed. And we can bend ourselves over here. And staying bent, we can just open the legs back up here. From here, we're gonna move to a low lunge. You can walk yourselves, oh, a little kitty has joined me here. You can go into downward facing dog. Lift up the right leg, pulling ourselves through, and coming to a low lunge, placing the foot in between the hands. We can take ourselves up here, either straightening up the arms, or placing them on top of the right knee. Feeling a nice stretch in the left hip flexor. And we can extend arms overhead. Bringing them to prayer hands, we're gonna find a little twist from here. So bringing left elbow to the top of the right knee and looking over our right shoulder, trying to bring the hands into the center of the chest. And we can drop the hands from here, coming into a half split position. So straightening to that front the front right leg. Might need to walk the toes a little bit forward so you can extend the legs. Going to fingertips or palms, just trying to keep a relatively straight back here. Before we fold over, you can find a little arch in the spine. Trying to remain with the hips square. So trying to imagine you're bringing the right hip back and left hip forward. And we can push back into a low lunge. And we're just gonna turn to the back of our mat here. So twisting to the center and finding low lunge with the left foot in front. So just adjusting here, and we can lift ourselves up, keeping hands up high, or finding a support, bringing the hands to the top of the left knee. And finding a few breaths here. And we can extend arms overhead, coming to prayer hands and finding that twist over to the other side, looking over the left shoulder. And releasing the fingers down. And from low lunge, stretching into our half splits position, maybe having to walk the left leg a bit forward, straightening into the leg, keeping foot flexed, either on fingertips here with a straight spine, or if you can, be on your palms, whatever is fine. And we can come to palms if available for you, and finding a little curve in the spine is totally okay. Trying to remain with the hips square. Bending forward back into our low lunge, we twist to center, just finding a forward fold with our legs out wide here. You can choose a few options for your arm variation, either in ragdoll. You can hold onto big toes, grab onto the ankles, clasp arms, and have them over. So just choose whatever feels good. Might feel good to play around with a few different variations. See what you like. Maybe finding a little sway here, getting some movement and a little stretch in the back of the legs. And we can drop hands down, walking feet in. We can find our malasana from here, our yogi squat. So bending ourselves down, coming to prayer hands, either down on the heels or if you're up on the toes is also totally okay. Feeling a nice stretch here. And we can drop down the hips. Just gonna move to a straddle position from here. So extending the legs out. Keeping a nice tall spine, we inhale upwards. And we can fold forwards, trying to fold from the hips here, not just bending over from the spine, but trying to stay nice and straight. And when we feel we can't bend any further, you can drop fingertips or palms to the mat and slowly bend forward. Maybe you can walk a little bit further. And we can walk ourselves back up, just finding a little side bend from here. So bringing arms overhead and bringing left hand down, either grabbing ankle or big toe. And we can find a side bend, trying to stay with a really open chest. We're not falling down here, but staying nice, like the heart is opening to the sky. And we can bring gaze upwards. Inhale brings you up. And exhaling over to the right side, so either grabbing ankle or big toe. Chest is nice and open, gaze is upwards to the sky. And coming back up. And coming to a comfortable seated position here. Taking any last little movements that feel good for you. I'm gonna close class with one chant of Om. Feel free to join me. Inhaling deeply. Bringing hands to forehead and bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining this class. I hope you enjoyed it and you're feeling good in your body and prepared to take on the rest of your day. I make lots of morning classes that are suitable for beginners, so feel free to check them out. Leave me a like, subscribe, give me a comment if you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I see you soon.